Hey family, thank you for stopping by and watching this video. We're talking about a topic that is very near and dear to me. We're talking about 5 ways to overcome insecurity. My name is Luke Chappell and today I'm going to be your life builder, okay? So let's go. Number 1. So the first way to overcoming insecurity is by accepting reality. Sometimes we like to deny that our insecurity is really a thing. Like we don't want to embrace that this is a flaw, this is a weakness, this is a reality for me, and we compensate and we put things in place where it kind of covers our insecurity. But actually, if we stop and embrace that insecurity and say, hey, this is a real thing, this is a real issue, it empowers us to be able to take charge and not to allow that insecurity to dominate our lives. Because in actuality, what happens when we deny that insecurity is that insecurity becomes a untamed monster that takes over our lives. We're hiding, we don't want anybody to find out, we're having anxiety, we're afraid because we don't want anybody to know about this insecurity. And so first things first is embracing the reality that this insecurity is there. It puts the power back in our hands to take charge of our lives. Now, in embracing the reality about the insecurity doesn't mean necessarily that you have to suppress your emotions. That doesn't mean that you have to be happy about this insecurity. That doesn't mean you have to be happy about having this flaw, having this issue, having this problem. Not at all. But embracing the reality of how you feel about it. How do you feel about it? This insecurity makes me upset. This insecurity makes me angry. I don't know why I have this insecurity, or this insecurity makes me sad, or this insecurity makes me fearful. Embrace the emotion that you have about the insecurity. It empowers you to be able to know exactly how to deal with that issue and with that problem. One thing about my insecurity, I was embarrassed about having a disability. I was embarrassed. I tried to hide it. I didn't want people to notice. I didn't want people to look at me any differently. I didn't want people to see it because it was something that I was trying to hide. It was something I was trying to act like it was not there. And oftentimes the more I acted like it wasn't there, the more obvious it became, the more the issue became bigger, and people would ask me questions and I try to brush it off and act like, well, no, it's nothing, I'm okay. They would say, well, why can't you do this? Why can't you use your left hand like this or that and other? Or why are you walking with a limp or something like that? And I'm just like, oh, I'm tired. And I'll make excuses for that insecurity that I have because I didn't want anybody to recognize it. I didn't want anybody to call me out. I didn't want anybody to see it. But it was something that was growing the more I tried to cover it up. But once I began to embrace it and to tell people my story, it was like it went away. It was like no one thought about it anymore. No one even suspected. But when I tried to cover it up, people are asking. And when I tried to tell them, I'm tired, that's why I'm limping, or I tell them that, I try to hide my hand, the more people try to look and try to investigate, why am I doing what I'm doing? What's going on? And it makes it bigger. So embracing the issue, embracing the reality that insecurity is there, it diminishes your insecurity. Now, it may not make it all go away at one time, but it will give you the power to take back your life and take back your authority over your insecurity. Number 2, work to make it better. Work to make it better. Take responsibility for your insecurity. Take responsibility. It may not necessarily be your fault why you have that insecurity. It may not be something that you have done to yourself or experience that you've caused for you to have that insecurity. But take responsibility and say, I'm going to work to make this insecurity better. I'm going to work to make this insecurity something that is not controlling my life. And that starts by working to make it better. So I'm just going to be open book, I guess. I'm here, so I guess I have to tell my story. But anyway, one thing about me, I'm very insecure. I don't know if people know this or not, but I'm very insecure about my size. And so what I've done is I've actually started going to the gym. I'm making better healthy eating habits. I've lost in the past, I've lost weight, I've gained weight, I've had the weight battle weight thing going on. So one thing that I've done with the insecurity about my size, I decided to work on it. And that started by me going to the gym. That starts rather with me going to the gym. It starts with me exercising. It starts with me making healthy habits to make things better, to make that insecurity smaller and diminished, and to start working on it. So this is something I'm working on actively. It's the same way with having social anxiety or social insecurity. Now, here's a practical point. No one's expecting you just to wake up one morning and just go out and just be in a crowd of people and just be the life of the party. That's unrealistic. That's unrealistic. But one way that you can work on that is being able to talk to one person, just saying, hey, just maybe somebody random in the grocery store, and you could just be like, hey, how you doing? And then they'll be like, hey, I'm fine. And then you're like, I've done it. And then they might be like, well, how are you doing? And how's your day? And how are things going for you? And you may be just like, hey, that's enough. I didn't want to go that far. And you may not embrace that much of conversation. But anyway, one thing that you've done, you've made active engagement to work on that insecurity that you have. Another way of working on your insecurities is by affirming yourself. Sometimes you have insecurities that you can't necessarily physically work on, or you can't do an exercise, or you can't do a routine as far as, maybe like me going to the gym, or like somebody that has social anxiety talking to somebody in the mall. And maybe you have an inward insecurity just about your height. Maybe you have an insecurity about your height, or like me, I have an insecurity about my disability, and I don't want people to notice. But here's how you actually work on that insecurity. You start by changing your perspective. Why is it a negative thing that you're 5'4", or you're 5'7", or you're 4'7"? Why is that a negative thing? And start by affirming yourself and saying, there's nothing wrong with me, and there's nothing wrong with my height, if that's your issue. There's nothing wrong with 4'4" people. There's nothing wrong with 4'7" people. And if anyone thinks differently, there's something wrong with that person. And so I'm going to use all that I have to do the best that I can, to the best of my ability, and affirm yourself in that, and make it a habit of changing your thought process from the negative of that insecurity or that flaw, which you may consider a flaw, and start to believe in yourself and believe that you can, and that you can actively become better, and you can actively do exactly what it is that you need to do to accomplish what you need to accomplish. So affirming yourself in your insecurity and changing your perspective is another way that you can diminish that insecurity and take control of your life. Number 3, get out of your head. Get out of your head. You're overthinking. You're always thinking about this insecurity. It's always in the forefront of your mind. You're wondering, is she thinking about it? Is he thinking about it? Are they thinking about it? Is the guy across the street thinking about it? I'm pretty sure she noticed the insecurity. No, you're overthinking it. Get out of your head. Get out of that process of wrapping your mind around the negative thoughts about yourself, because you're always going to live in that place. You're always going to live in that realm, in that perspective. And so what you do to free and unlock yourself from your mind is do something that you feel fulfilled in. And that could be a hobby, that could be a service, that could be a talent. Immerse yourself in something other than your thoughts, in something other than what you're seeing, and something other than your insecurity, and something other than your flaw. Immerse yourself in something that brings you joy, and in that you will begin to diminish that power of insecurity over your mind, over your thought processing, and over your life. And you might even find that your insecurity is not as bad as you think it is. Also, in getting out of your head, talk to a counselor. Talk to someone that may be professional and that is able to help you and give you the tools to think outside of your own perspective. A lot of times you become a slave and entrapped in your own perspective just because you don't have anyone else to bounce your ideas off of. It just allows you to be able to have outside thought that doesn't consist of your own perspective all the time, rehearsing a scenario that may keep you locked into a perspective that may not be healthy for yourself or for your life. Number 4, find a community. Find like-minded people, or people that just embrace you and that affirms you and that celebrates you just as you are. It's important to do that because that allows you to be your authentic self with all of your flaws, with all of your weaknesses, with all of your insecurities. And once you do that, you're able to battle with a people. You're not alone. You're not by yourself. You're with other individuals. And that thing that has been being your foe and being your enemy and beating you down and beating your self-esteem is now dwindling because you have other people to help you to fight. And those people are affirming the good within you. They're affirming the strength within you. They're affirming the quality within you, and you're able to battle and to fight that insecurity, and it becomes smaller and it doesn't become as significant in your life, and it doesn't have the power to hold you back anymore when you have a group of people. Those people celebrate you and help you find strategies that enables you to overcome. And so what we've done, we've created a group. We've created a Facebook group called The Life Room, where we have people that are from different backgrounds that are gathering to do life with one another. And so if you're looking for a community just to build and to find that, I'm going to leave a link below. I want you to check it out. There's no pressure. You don't have to join, but check it out. It may be something that you like. It may be your people to help you battle with your insecurity. Number 5. Focus your energy. All that energy you're taking and giving to that insecurity, focus it and begin to use it to construct something positive in your life. Now, one way you can do that by investing into yourself. Find something that you think would benefit you, whether it's going to school or whether it's taking up a new hobby, learning to swim, just it could be anything. Just find something that will allow you to build yourself constructively, something that you can be proud of. And what happens is, once you begin to build in yourself and invest in yourself, that investment begins to outshine that insecurity, and you begin to feel better about yourself, and your flaws start not to look so big because, hey, I got this going on. I'm building this, and this is something I'm working on. And always try to work at building something constructive. Always work at trying to find the balance between positivity and negativity. Negativity is happening all the time. There's something always happening, but our responses should be as positive as we can make them, just so that we can balance our lives and that we can have a harmonious life and that we can have a productive life and have a life that we can be content with. So I just want to thank you for watching. That is 5 ways to overcome insecurity. And that's only 5 ways. There's so many ways to overcome insecurity. And I know I didn't mention everything, and you might actually have something that you do that helps you overcome your insecurity, and I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear what you do to overcome your insecurity. So I want you to leave a comment down below and let me know, what do you do? So if this video has brought any value to your life and gave you some tools for building your life, I want you to hit the like button. Also, if you're ready to join the journey of life building, I want you to click subscribe. Got one more point for you. One more thing. One more thing. This is the bonus point. I did not want to leave this out just because this is like one of my secret weapons. having spiritual alignment. I think it's very important that you have some type of spiritual alignment, prayer, or discipline, just so that you are in tune with your Creator and how you were made to function and create and to understand what your purpose is. And that is one of my most treasured and prized part of overcoming insecurity. I think mostly without that, it's hard to implement some of the other tools. So I just want to leave that bonus point with you, and I want you to have a good day. Thanks for watching. Bye.